Hi everyone, I'm Deanne from Newfoundland, Canada. Welcome to my Flosstube channel, Stitching on the Rock. We are at, oh my eye is squished, episode 36. Welcome, happy Father's Day if you fill any fatherly role in your family whatsoever. It's another dull, dreary day here. It's a little bit later than I normally videotape, so hopefully the lighting won't be terrible. I'm childless for a few days. Aaron, if you watched my last video, you heard about their end of year kind of test that I found out that like 4 high schools in the area are doing and nobody else is. He had one Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Didn't have one Thursday or Friday, so he didn't go to school. And they're open this coming week, but they only have to go for Thursday for the last day. They have to have a certain number of days in the school year. Younger schools are all going ahead and doing fun stuff this week. Other high schools that I've heard of have done fun stuff in the last week or so. Aaron doesn't have to go until Thursday. They have an assembly, they get their report card, and they're done lunchtime. Boy, they couldn't finish on Monday. I don't understand how it works. But anyway, welcome if you're new here. I've had a few more new subscribers since my last video. I'm so happy that you decided to check me out. If you've been here all along, welcome back again. You know, it's a hot mess here. I have notes. I have 2 pages of notes. Doesn't mean it's going to go well. It never does. Let's see what's been going on. Well, it's cool. Weather, we had one day. We had summer in a day, and yeah. Welcome to January in Newfoundland. Had stitching get together with my local friends last Saturday, so a little over a week ago at my house. I think everything went great. They ate my food, we stitched, we chatted. They took some of the magazines. I know if you watched my last video and saw the job that my scrapbooking friend found of cross-stitch magazines in her basement, they took a bunch of them. There's still a bunch left. I'll settle down in the fall now and offer some of those to you guys if you want them. What else? Oh, we made plans for going to Bonnie. Thread the needle. I'm sorry, Bonnie. She's one of our Flosstube fellow Flosstubers, Bonnie. I'll link her below. We're going to go to her cabin at the end of July for our next get together and do a potluck, and I'm so happy that we finally figured things out and started getting together in person. We did once before COVID hit, and then we tried a few online. It didn't work for everybody's schedule, but now in the last couple of months we've been getting together once a month, and it's a lot of fun to have local stitching friends. Yeah, and that's about all that's been going on in the last couple of weeks. Not, you know, winding down. School has been most of my time, and now I'm going to be 24 hours, I won't say 7 days a week, because he does go to his dad's every other weekend, and he's gone to my mom's. Now, like I said, I'm childless. He packed up this afternoon and went to my mom's for a couple of nights, and he'll go to my sister's for every once in a while for the summer, so I won't have him 24/7, but I will have him a lot. He also started volunteering yesterday at our local Challenger baseball group, who is sponsored by the Jays Cares Foundation, and Aaron's been a participant for the last 5 years or so. He has a course he has to do in high school called Career Development, and they need 30 hours of volunteers. So we started yesterday volunteering with Challenger baseball this summer. And so yeah, that's about it. Now, I guess on to stitching, so I'll show you what I've been working on. Some set things that I told you last time, some unexpected things, and then I've got the winners of my giveaways from my 500 subscribers in the last video. Yeah, so I had Whipped Go, I had May's, which I didn't complete in May, and I had June's, and I've got them all done with a little bit of frogging. And first up is Little Things by Stitches Through the Years. Post a picture of what it's supposed to look like. I had to do a bit of frogging on what I had completed before, because I discovered a mistake in borders. Like, you get into a rhythm, oh, this is how the border goes, and then all of a sudden they change a stitch and you don't realize it. So this is where I am now. Please excuse all hanging threads, because I've kind of just left the thread that I was working on where it was. Let's see, it's stitched 1/2 on 36 count light mocha. And hopefully you can see where I am. So show that for a bit, and then I'll fold it up and show you what I was working on. So I completed, I think the last time I showed it, this motif was almost completed. I just had to bring up this and do the light color there. So I finished that. I did this. Oh, sorry about that. That's the baseball game is on. Somebody scored. I completed this motif, and then I came back and I started in the middle filling in the box here. I also, along the border here, you can see a darker thread and a lighter thread. I completed all the darker thread, and the border was completed all the way down to here, I guess. And then I discovered a mistake here, so I had to frog it all back, and so I haven't completed the lighter thread there either. So there we are. And I probably have that mistake made on the other side, but I didn't have the border down very far on the other side. So that's what I've got done on that. Next up on Whip Go was a Christmas piece, and I didn't have a specific one because when I made up my Whip Go in January, I wasn't working on one, and I didn't know what I wanted to work on. And I mentioned in my last video that I might work on I Heard the Bells by Darlene Dion Designs, but I didn't have a piece of fabric big enough. So I'm like, oh, what am I going to do? And then I remembered my Santas. If you've been following along since Christmas, you know that I completed 7 Santa designs by My Fanny Designs on Etsy for Aaron's IRT teachers and assistants. And I had planned to start in January doing one a month for myself. Never started them. But I pulled out my piece of fabric, and this is stitched on 1/2 on 36 count Silver Moon, which is a gray, which probably will not show up very well. Let me just grab a piece of paper here from my printer, because it barely looks gray to me here in real life. But this is where I got on Santa number 1, which is the one with the snowman, if you guys remember. I don't have a picture, but I'll stick it up when I edit. So I got the Santa's outfit and his shoes done, and the snowman here between his legs, which you probably can't tell if there's anything there until I do the nose and the eyes, and the snowman that's here by the side of him. So that's what I got done on that. That was May's Whip Go numbers. And then June's Whip Go numbers were I don't know what the numbers were. It doesn't matter what the numbers were. Those of you doing Whip Go know. And I meant to look at my percentages and I forgot, so just give me 1 second. Oop, sorry, more scoring on the baseball game. I thought I'll turn the volume down. Hopefully that will turn off the notifications on my tablet. So first up was Mini Hometown Hero Baseball by Donna Gelsinger. And I stitched 463 stitches on it, and that brought me to 4.20%. And what I stitched on it, oh, it's stitched 1/1 on 28 count sapphire blue. Actually, so I've been stitching the blue. So I got any blue that was left to do here, this little bit of blue here, and then the All-Star, one of the blues in All-Star was stitched. And that's what I got completed in that. Next up was Snowflake Wonder, Mini Snowflake Wonder. I keep forgetting the minis, but most of mine are minis or quick stitches. Mini Snowflake Wonder by Lisa Victoria. And I'm continuing doing the dark blue that I was doing in my Mania, or May is All About Me, I should say. And I'm at 14.55% now. And this is what we have done. So I'm continuing down with that 823 all the way down the side. And I got, did I say, I got 301 stitches completed. And 20, it's 1/1 on 28 count ace blue. That's that. So that was my whip go done for June, and basically my whip go has been 3 days on a piece. This is whatever I got done in 3 days. This is my first time doing whip go, so I didn't want to set too lofty a goals, or so maybe next year I'll do a little bit more of a specific goal for each piece. And then after that, I picked up Mini Sunflower by Marion Broom, and I said last time I wanted to turn this into more of a focus, and I do. However, things popped up that I didn't expect, so I got 500 stitches done on it, which brought me to 27.52%, and it's kind of hard to point out where I did, but I did because I've just been filling in a color. I picked the color with the most stitches and I filled that in as much as I could, and then when I got to a point where it was too far away from what I had stitched, then I picked the next color and just filling in that big sunflower. So there it is. This is stitched 1/1 on 25 count daffodil. So this is my most completed aid, so I'm going to be kind of making it a focus-ish piece to try, and I like to get to 50% before the year is done. We'll see. So when the girls came, I have discovered after our first get together, it's no good for me to bring out a full coverage. There's too much concentration needed for a piece like that. So I pulled out, not this time at my house, but the time before, with Glowing Hearts from Darlene Dion Designs, which is her latest Canadian piece. And I don't know what I was thinking when I cut my piece of fabric, because I'm not going to have much space to finish it. But I have the flag done and the first row of words, and like I said, I don't know what I was doing when I cut the piece of fabric. It's a 28 count tan even weave. I don't know what the name of it is or where it came from. It was just in my stash. But yeah, I should be able to get it finished. There won't be a whole lot of border on the sides, but I'll finish it on a board like she did and make it work. And then I showed you guys this book. I think it was last time I showed it to you. The Disney Princess Cross Stitch that I found at our local one of our local thrift stores. And I have a great niece, and I have 2 nephews in Alberta, and they're both coming this summer. Now, one of them has a little boy, and his birthday is actually going to fall while they're here. So I have a gift for him for when he's here. But the little girl, her birthday is, from my other nephew, her birthday's in December, so we don't ever get to see them at her birthday. So she's a girly girl. She's dresses and princesses and ribbons and bows and all that. So I thought I'd get one of these done for her. And so I messaged her mom, my nephew's wife, and I asked her which one. And she said Ariel or Cinderella. So I picked Ariel. And I didn't have a piece of fabric in my stash to do it, but I knew that I had seen some colored Ada at Michael's, and now it's been years since I stitched on Ada, but I went and picked up a piece, and so I'm doing Ariel, which looks like this when it's done. And here's where I am on this. It's only colored on one side, so I don't know if that means it's painted, because it's not like it's white on the back. So but she's looking a bit demonic right now. But here is where I am. So her skin, all the skin is done, and I've started on her hair, and I have about 2 weeks to finish it. So this is going to be my focus for the next 2 weeks. But she's coming along pretty good. Now the only back stitching is her eyes and her nose, her eyelashes and her nose and around her eyes. So I don't know if I should back stitch the skin or not. I don't know. What do you guys think? It's kind of hard to tell right now, but maybe I'll get another video with her before they come and we're done. But we'll see. And that's the stitching I've done in the last 2 weeks. Plans, get her finished. And then I was on Instagram and someone shared in their stories this challenge. And I printed it off and thought it was a cool challenge. It's Summer Stitches Challenge, and you can find it on Instagram under the Nap Time Stitcher. She's the one who came up with it, and she has a link in her bio for it, and I'll link her below. And this is it. It runs from June 26th to July 9th, so just a couple of weeks, and it's got prompts for each day. So I'll just go through a couple of them. So like the first day, June 26th, is school's out. Stitch something with letters or words. So I've got with glowing hearts, because I don't think I'll have it done by the 26th. Next day is pool day. Stitch something with water. So I'm doing my mini beachcomber bounty. Next one's sandcastle. Stitch something with a house or building. So I've got, if I don't have with glowing hearts finished by then, I have that. And if not, I'm going to restart Anne of Green Gables at some point. So that might be it. And then June 29th is catch fireflies. Stitch something with an insect or a jar. Now I didn't have a whip with that, but Pinkerin Pumpkin Quilts, hope I said that right, has lots of freebies, and she has several with jars, and I actually just picked up the sheep jar. Thought that would be a cool one. Then the 30th, I might as well go through them all, hey? Is Block Party. Stitch something with a border, which is little things. I'm going to fix up the border in that and stitch some of that. Then July 1st, take a hike. Stitch something with a tree or a plant. So I have sunflower, mini sunflower. And then bird watching. Stitch something with a bird. I have River's Edge. July 3rd, stay in the AC. Stitch something with snow or a cold theme. I have Snowflake Wonder. July 4th is fireworks. Stitch something patriotic. So I'm gonna, if I don't have with glowing hearts done, I have that, or I have a couple more of Darlene Dion's with kind of flags on them. July 5th, picnic. Stitch something with grass or food. So I have Anne of Green Gables. If I don't start it on the 28th, I'm going to start it on the 5th. July 6th, stargazing. Stitch on dark fabric with dark floss. I have my Queen of Hearts, which has black floss. And Summer Lovin', stitch something with a heart or with red or pink. Once again, I'm going to do 2 days on Queen of Hearts. And then July 8th, wildlife, stitch something with an animal. I'm going to pull out the reef because there's fish. And July 9th, in the garden, stitch something with a flower or a floral motif. And I'm going to do sunflower again. So I'm going to double up a couple of them, but I thought it was fun to follow for a couple of weeks. And then once those couple of weeks are done, I'll probably just spin my wheel. Well, I'll have the July whip go, but also spin my wheel and see what comes up. Yeah, so that's kind of plans. Nothing stressful, and who knows what we'll be doing on some of those days. I might not get much stitching done on any of them. And I guess that's pretty much it for today's video. Short and sweet, except we have our giveaway winners for my giveaway from my last video, and I have it right here. Okay, so number 1 was the peace pattern from Stony Creek, and the winner of that was Marilyn Lucas. Sorry, Marilyn, my friend. So I have your address because you won my first giveaway. So I'll get that out to you tomorrow. And then the next one was the 28 count opalescent Lugana, and that was won by Forest City Stitching. And our third one are threads from Brunetto, Turnt and Things Your Father Keeps in the Shed. They were won by Janet Fraser. So for City Stitching and Janet Fraser, my email is below in the description, or you can DM me on Instagram. I'm Deanne_Stitching on the Rock there, and you guys let me know your address and I'll get them out as soon as I hear from you. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and I'll see you again in a couple of weeks. Bye.